What is this?
Well, Captain, that is my expense report.
Don't answer me. That was a rhetorical question. I know what it is.
They're all legitimate expenses.
$90 for stuff.
I have all the receipts.
$115 to take an informant to lunch at La Broche.
Yeah, I know. It's outrageous, isn't it?
You know, promotions aren't irreversible, Detective. You'll make another mistake like you did in the Morgan case. And when you do, I'll be there.
Hey, how's my favorite brother-in-law once removed?
He's thinking that once removed isn't far enough.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Do you have a minute to dialogue?
Gee, I'm not sure.
This woman I used to date, she disappeared.
Was she part of a magic show?
No.
Did she ever say anything to you like, Chip, for the love of God, don't ever call me again?
No.
No restraining order?
Come on, that only happened once.
Well, what makes you think she's disappeared?
I went by her place. There's stacks of newspapers at her door. That's not like her.
Newspapers, huh? Stacked.
If it were me, I'd talk to her ex-husband. Find out exactly what he was doing with her right before she disappeared.
She didn't sleep with you.
Well, now that you mention it, that's another weird thing.
Chip, I got murderers, pimps, drug dealers, and insurance salesmen roaming the streets. If you want to find out whether or not she's back with her ex-husband, my advice to you is to ask her.
Didn't you get in trouble once for not taking a witness seriously? You know, that, Morgan guy. Hey, you know what? You're right. You're busy. I can go talk to the captain about it if you want me to.
Technical support. Listen, I'm calling about the video game Earth Siege, and I was just... No, I've been on... They put me on hold again. Can you believe that?
I wish Lauren were here.
Why? You're a computer program. What do you care?
It would make you happy.
Gus, try and relax, okay?
I can't relax. I've killed my ex-wife. Be surprised how much that reduces your ability to relax.
Gus, you did not kill her, okay? She's in the computer.
We don't know that for sure.
Look, this has to be her. This temp file was not here before, okay? We will get her out, and it'll be just like starting over.
Starting over. Right. Oh, I wish I could start over. The first time I saw Lauren, it was the first time I knew what being alive was really about. Being with her was like being a kid on Christmas morning. Do you know what that's like?
I know exactly what that's like.
Hey, technical support.
Sir, I did a global search on Gus Lloyd. Came up with something pretty interesting. He was questioned about a bomb found on a cruise ship that his mother-in-law was on.
Jeez, the moron may be onto something.
Thank you. All right, good news, bad news. We can bring Lauren back.
Great.
But if we bring her back like we brought you guys back last time, means we gotta bring back all the other bad guys. And we can never, I repeat, never try to reprogram the game out of existence.
So I can bring Lauren back.
Gus, I'm not sure you're clear on the consequences of bringing Lauren back.
We have to bring back all the bad guys.
Plus Jackal. We'd have to go through this all over again. Gus, you are risking the future of the world for Lauren.
So what am I supposed to do? Just leave her inside of a computer? Come on, Peter.
No, Gus. That's where you're wrong. See, there's no one I would do this for.
Then I feel sorry for you.
Oh, Gus. Look, you're not thinking, all right?
Go with me.
No, just come in.
Go with me.
Just take a second. Oh, hey.
Excuse me?
Who the hell are you?
Tom Dorn, LAPD. What are you guys doing?
Just having a little scientific disagreement.
Don't you usually write papers when that happens?
Yeah, well, we're very passionate about our work.
Oh, I see.
Where'd you get that photo from?
I get to ask the questions. You see, it's one of the perks of the job. I'm looking for Lauren Ashburn. You know where I can find her?
Why are you asking me?
Well, I asked her friends, I asked her neighbors, I asked her landlord. Now it's your turn.
I haven't seen Lauren lately.
No, me neither.
She's dead.
She didn't mean that.
Hey, when I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. What do you mean she's dead?
It was an accident. The kid was trying to kill his camp counselor who sent his retainer into orbit when he was 11. But when he shot him with a bow and arrow, he was holding on to the girl's ankle, and they both disappeared.
And by the girl, you mean her?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should all take a little trip down the station house.
Well, it's really very simple. See, Amber was referring to a different Lauren. One that came from a video game that I invented.
I thought you said you were a scientist.
I am. I developed the game as kind of a hobby for myself. And in the game, there's a character called the Girl, and she looks exactly like Lauren.
Well, that's great. I'd like to see it.
I can't.
Yeah, because of technical problems.
So, to recap, she says that Lauren was murdered. You say she's confused because it's actually just a video game that you invented, but you can't show to me.
Because of technical problems.
But, you know, I got my notes right here.
Great. You can bring them with you. Sorry, did I make that statement sound like it's got options attached to it? Gotta work on that.
Do you really think I killed my camp counselor with a bow and arrow because he shot my retainer into orbit when I was 11?
I arrested a guy once who stabbed his mother 23 times because she mispronounced pistachio.
What about Lauren disappearing in a flash of white light? I mean, do you really believe that?
Could happen. It's called an explosion.
Well, look, it's all here in my game notes, see? The camp counselor, the bow and arrow, everything.
You sound pretty sure of everything you're saying.
The only thing I'm sure of, the only thing I'll ever be completely sure of, is that I love the kid.
The kid was the hero in the game. I don't even have a nickname, much less a bow and arrow.
Now, the Jackal, he's a bad guy, huh?
He's not a bad guy. He's the bad guy.
Well, then why does he dress all in white?
Guess so he doesn't have to worry about his stuff not matching.
Irony. You know, because usually it's the good guys who wear white.
Okay, so you're saying that everything that Amber said happened is actually from your video game, but she just got that game confused with reality.
Exactly.
Precisely.
I love everything about him.
And the game characters are people from your life.
Exactly.
Precisely.
I love saying that I love everything about him.
Well, that pretty much explains it all, doesn't it? Oh, except for this. Interesting how your game mirrors reality.
Well, you see, not only are the characters based on people I know.
His mother-in-law, his ex-wife's divorce attorney, his camp counselor,
So are some of the events.
his junior prom, summer camp, his divorce.
Oh, so you've basically taken every halfway negative experience in your life and turned it into a psychopathic video villain.
Well, that's one way to put it. It's not the way I would have put it.
Exactly.
Could I keep this picture?
Okay. Well, you pretty much got answers for everything, don't you? What's the capital of North Dakota?
I don't know.
Fargo?
Bismarck. Oh. Now, Gus, let's revisit planet Earth, shall we? Because the Inquirer wouldn't believe this story. Now, I want a straight answer, okay? Are you playing this video game for real?
What? No, of course not.
Well, what do you think?
She is really hot.
I mean, do you know her?
Well, she looks familiar, but I can't place her. Did she say anything about Lauren and Gus?
Only that Gus killed her.
You're kidding. I mean, I knew it.
Look, just keep your pants on. There's no body. There are newspapers stacked in front of Lauren's apartment, and I've got a witness with no last name and who beyond 2 days ago was a complete blank.
This guy Gus is a scientist. He probably brainwashed her. So what next?
I'm cutting him loose.
What? You're setting a trap. That's devious. I respect that.
What are you doing?
Bringing Lauren back.
Need some help? Figured you were gonna do it anyway, might as well help. Last time you tried to do this by yourself, you nearly became a Gus kebab.
So how are you at accepting apologies?
I don't know. Pretty good, I guess. Better than some, not as good as others. I would say I'm above average.
I'm sorry for what I said earlier.
Ah, forget it.
No, I was under a lot of stress, but that's no excuse. You're my best friend, and I respect your opinion. Believe me, I'm worried about this too.
Hey, Gus. If we know all the bad guys are coming out, why don't we just knock them off one by one?
Oh, there's an order to this game, you know that. We have to kill them in whatever order Jackal sends them.
Oh, yeah.
Rent is late.
Your loan application has been denied. Kid!
Gus! What's wrong? We're getting a power surge from inside the game. It's Jackal.
I owe you, kid, big time. And as I am my witness, I will pay you back.
Is this where I'm supposed to be scared?
You don't understand what you're up against, do you?
But I do. And in a funny kind of way, I've got you to thank.
Oh, that's city below the belt. You know how it gets personal growth.
You're programmed to push all these buttons, and they don't work anymore.
Kid, I have plenty of other things to amuse me. I believe we have a Marine commander to blow up.
We are back in play, campers. Free canteen for the winners.
Do you think the power surge affected her?
Gus.
Here. Hey, it's okay. You're okay.
Thank God. I thought Chuck was gonna get me. What happened? How come we're not at the camp?
It's a really long story, but the important thing is that you You're okay.
I was dead, wasn't I? Your stupid game got me killed.
No, that's not true. You were just technically not fully alive.
But before you tee off on Gus here, you should know that he risked everything to bring you back. I mean, he had to bring back all the bad guys, including Jackal.
Really?
Well,
You brought back all the bad guys? Even the ones we killed?
the good news is that you're back, and we can get that detective off my back. Bad news is that Chuck is still gonna blow up the Marine base.
What detective?
Oh, just some guy who thinks I killed you.
Amber inadvertently let it slip.
Where is she?
Oh, she's gone. Yeah, I guess when we brought back all the bad guys, then we must have brought back another Amber, and they must have canceled each other out.
Who is he?
Are you kidding? That's Peter.
Should I know him?
You are kidding, aren't you?
What are you saying? I should know him?
No. Well, not necessarily.
I should know him, shouldn't I? I should know him.
Yeah, I think the power surge affected her.
I'm sure it's nothing.
The sun is out, the air is clean, the temperature is perfect. And I'm not even annoyed by it. I guess resurrection will do that for you. It's ironic. The kid has given me life so that I can take life.
Yeah, that's ironic.
Of course, a good explosion beats irony hands down.
Tell me about it.
I just did. Don't forget your homing device.
Plant guy?
Don't you usually come on Thursdays?
Yeah.
General, they're here to water your plants. And sir, don't forget you've got to leave soon.
Would you make sure the philodendron gets some extra water? The leaves are drooping slightly. Don't overwater the orchids. Color's worrying me.
What if my memory doesn't come back?
I'm sure it's temporary.
It better be.
Right now, we have to get to Camp Hudson before Chuck.
The Marine base?
Yeah, Hudson was the last name of the guy who beat Chuck in Camp Color War. He's programmed to blow up the camp commander.
Guys, how are you gonna get on to a Marine base?
Enlisting in the Marines is a lifetime commitment. Even after you separate from the service, you are still a Marine. Now, I can't guarantee that I can get you in, but if I can, it will be the most rewarding experience of your life. Any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question. Who is the commander of the base?
General Barnaky.
Barnaky. I heard good things about him.
Oh, I hear he's wonderful.
General Barnaky is a great officer and a fine man.
Is there any chance we'll get to meet him?
Sure, right after you enlist. In the swearing-in ceremony in 2 weeks, you'll meet General Barnaky. I was going over your application. I noticed that you forgot to put in your birth date.
Oh.
You do know your birth date.
Yes.
Thanks. I already subscribed.
Remember I told you she looked familiar? What about the name? When you interrogated her, she said she didn't have a last name. She lied.
So, she lied about her name. That's not a crime, although it should be. And when I'm president, it will be. Dorn? Yeah. I see. That was 2 days ago? Both of them? Okay. Yeah, thanks.
That's about Lauren, isn't it? Has somebody seen her? Smelled her heavenly perfume?
Well, that was the bank. Seems that both Gus's account and Lauren's account were emptied 2 days ago. It's a long way from killing someone with a bow and arrow.
We came this close to being in the Marines for the next 2 years. Can you imagine me in a tent? I get a rash if my cable goes out.
Come on. We gotta find Barnaky's office. You get her away from the desk. I'll go to Barnaky's office and warn him.
How am I supposed to do that?
Okay, I got it. You are on the base visiting a friend, the recruiting sergeant. Okay, you become disoriented and you get lost. You come here looking for a phone to call him.
Right.
She lets you use her phone. You dial a number, the lab. Now, while you're dialing, you figure out her name from something on the desk. Now, when Peter, the guy you met earlier, answers the phone, you give him the secretary's name and tell him to call her and say she has an emergency. And then she leaves and we're in. What?
Pardon me. I'm, mildly visually impaired, and I was wondering if you could show me where the restroom is.
She's never gonna buy that.
Sure.
She bought it.
General Barnaky?
The president? Chuck's gonna kill the president, Gus?
Not exactly. Well, yeah. See, he's programmed to destroy the commander of the camp. Now, the commander of the camp is gonna be at Camp David with the president. See?
Oh, this is too much, Gus. We gotta tell someone. You said Barnaky's already on the plane.
No. He's on his way to the airport. He's taking a red-eye to D.C. I saw his itinerary. Now, if we break every existing traffic law, we might make it.
Looking for the kid? Very impressive. If you discharge your responsibilities favorably, you could have a future with me.
Let me guess. You're Jackal.
You've heard of me.
You could say that. So, where's the kid?
He's about to board a flight to our nation's capital. He's planning on blowing up a Marine commander with a rocket.
I see. And you expect me to run down to the airport looking for him, huh?
Of course. It's your sworn duty to protect and serve.
You wouldn't be trying to get rid of me now, would you?
I guess the police department has lowered its standards.
You think this is funny, don't you? this game of yours?
The tone of your voice, sir, is coming dangerously close to insolence.
I have the feeling we'll be seeing each other again real soon.
If you hurry, you could catch the kid at the airport.
Well, I'd love to, but I got plans. Going to see Beatlemania tonight. Ringo's playing himself.
I try to help, and that's the thanks I get.
Wait, hold on, wait! A little short, aren't we? Thank you.
See? I thought you would make it.
There's the general. Oh, flying first class. Your tax dollars at work.
Excuse me, your seats are back here, folks.
Are you sure that was Barnaky?
Would you wear that color green if you didn't have to? Besides, he's the only person in this plane who looks like he's killed people. I stand corrected. It's Chuck.
Excuse me. Oh my God. What if he crashes the plane?
No, I don't think that's a good title for a book, honey. He's not gonna crash the plane. That's not what he's programmed for.
How confident are you in your programming?
Practically 100%.
Gus.
He's gotta get to Washington, too. Once we get there, all bets are off. But until then...
Do you at least have those things that stop him? Those charcoal things? What are they called?
Fast lights. They're right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? At this time, we ask that you switch off all electronic devices as they may cause interference with the plane's instruments.
Remind me to call the spy guy when we land.
You're asking the wrong person.
I'll write it down.
Why do you want to talk to him anyway?
Well, if a CD player can interfere with the plane's electronic system, maybe there's a way we can interfere with the signal coming from the homing device on the rocket.
Here.
What are you doing?
I'll be right back. Pardon me. Why haven't we taken off yet? Is there a problem?
Oh, no, not at all. Our head flight attendant had a last-minute crisis come up, and we had to get a replacement. He just boarded.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you aboard Flight 253 to Tokyo. I'm just kidding. I wanted to see if you were paying attention.
This should be a pleasant flight.
Care for a macadamia nut?
Sure.
No. Take the whole jar.
Hey, thanks.
You know what would complement those nuts nicely? A nice Chardonnay. Compliments of the house.
What a great airline. Hand me a barf bag.
Let's see, Camp David, surrounded on two sides by national forest. I'll narrow down the possible launch sites. Okay, rocket's range, 2 miles. Let's see if anything's sunk in from Mrs. Herman's geometry class. Not that we ever had a test question on triangulating the location where a psycho was going to launch a rocket at the president.
Police officer, hands up! Yeah, I love saying that. I need to talk to your friend, Gus.
Haven't seen him.
How about Amber?
Haven't seen her.
Lauren?
Now, her I've seen. Actually, she was just here last night. You know, everybody thought it was real funny about, you know, you thinking she was dead.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was a real laugh fest. So, where is she now?
That's a good question. You know, I do not know. Yeah, she's got her own stuff going.
Mm-hmm. You going somewhere?
Oh, well, Yeah, I got some vacation time coming. Listen, is there something specific that I can help you with?
Well, that's up to you. Can I be frank with you?
Exactly what kind of cop are you?
Kind of cop who has an instinctive ability to know when someone's lying to him. I also have the ability to ID a gift by holding it up to my ear and shaking it, but that's another story. Now, the situation with Gus is that he's in deep guano. You know it. And I know that you know that I know it. Now, the question is, are you going to help your friend?
Sleep for half an hour. He should be into some deep REM.
What if he wakes up? Or if someone sees you?
Will you stop worrying and let me work my magic?
You mean you actually have a plan?
No. But that's where the magic part comes in. I'm hoping one will appear.
What about Jackal?
He's back there with Chuck, probably trying to figure out how to make exercise even more annoying.
Sir, what are you doing? General, do you know this man inspecting your shoe?
I've never seen him before.
Explain yourself, young man.
I lost a contact.
And you think it wedged itself into my shoe?
Well, have you ever lost a contact before? It's like they have a mind of their own.
Frequent flyer crash.
What would you think, hypothetically, if a crime was committed and that exact same crime was described in a book or, let's say, a video game, that was completed a year before?
Hypothetically, I'd say that the author's got to be pretty stupid if he commits a crime the exact same way they described in the book, because then he'd be the primary suspect.
But maybe he's counting on that to get him off the hook. I saw Basic Instinct.
I'll just let the machine get that.
Peter, do you know what the penalty is for aiding and abetting?
No.
Well, neither do I. But I'm sure it's bad. I mean, if it weren't, it wouldn't be a penalty.
Wait for the beep, then. Do what you do.
Dr. Lloyd, this is RJ Rental Car at National Airport, D.C. We weren't able to get you a subcompact, but we will upgrade you to an intermediate at no additional cost.
Hey, good news.
That's okay. We'll also have the maps you requested with respect to Camp David.
Okay, Peter. Game playing's over. There is a camp level in Gus's game. I saw it in his notes. Is that Camp David? Is that the plan? Yes, I'd like the number, please, for the Washington, D.C. Police Department. Yeah, and also a fax number, if you've got it.
Then you go up to him, pretend he's Oliver North, and ask him for his autograph.
Are you sure it's in his hat?
Oh, no, I'm not sure. It's not a science, but it's not in his shoes. Mm-hmm.
It's them, all right.
Back off, Chuck, or you'll be sizzling like bacon.
Come on!
There's a surprise food inspection from the FAA. Take this down, please.
Spy guy? Yeah, hi. My name is Dr. Gus Lloyd. I was in the audience at Eric's when that psycho took your homing device. Yeah, I know you could have taken him. Anyway, the reason I'm calling is I was wondering if you could tell me what frequency that device was set on. Uh-huh. 3, 5. Listen, if I wanted to, would there be a way of jamming the signal? Uh-huh. Right. And I could just buy one of those at like a Radio Hut, right? Okay, great. Thanks a lot. Finally, good news.
Gus, I can't remember who the president is.
So your birthday, Peter and the president. It's not a big deal. I finally have a plan, okay?
Sir.
Horseback riding, canoeing, water skiing. The very idea of summer camp makes my stomach turn. These children should be doing something useful, like working long hours in a sweatshop, producing jackal memorabilia.
Can you dial Peter for me, please?
Who?
The lab.
Here.
Hey, Peter, it's Gus.
Hey, man, where have you been? Dorn was just here asking all kinds of questions.
Well, how are your answers?
Well, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being good and 1 being mine.
I guess that would account for the cops at the airport.
Yeah, I would have called you, but, the plane's number was unlisted. Where are you now?
Camp David. How's it coming with the triangulation?
Oh, it's a done deal. 2 sides of Camp David are completely unreachable and controlled by Park Services, which made it a little easier. I basically narrowed it down to an area of about 1 square mile.
Perfect. Give me some coordinates.
Listen, Gus, man, this Dorn guy may come off as a lunatic, but I think that's part of his act. He knows the game's real, man.
Well, I mean, all we have to do is walk in there with Lauren alive, and he'll chalk it up to an overactive imagination.
Yeah, well, just hurry back home with Lauren, all right?
Well, if all goes well, I'll be there tonight. If not, get used to President Al Gore. I'll talk to you later. Stopping the rocket should have the same effect as stopping Chuck. That's the shortcut on this level.
So why are we looking for Chuck if we can jam the frequency?
Because that's theoretical. And I don't have 100% faith in a 50-year-old bald man who calls himself the spy guy. So we stick with the conventional method.
Right. An arrow through the bullseye.
I could do it.
Mr. President, I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate being invited to Camp David on our nation's birthday.
Chuck! Have you no patriotism? It's America's birthday. We're providing the rockets, red glare, the bomb bursting in air, and you're spoiling the party. Get on.
You're not leaving, are you? You'll miss the big fireworks display. You ever see the president blow up? I guarantee there'll be a lot of oohs and ahs.
Take a shot, kid.
I'll be honest with you, kid. I'm glad you beat Chuck. All this fresh air's making me dizzy.
Why don't you just videotape your concession speech? That way we wouldn't have to see your face every time we beat you.
But my dear, then we wouldn't have any quality time. We're through the easy levels, kid. Now the fun really starts. Champagne's on me.
Detective Dorn, meet the elusive Lauren Ashburn.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
See, I told you there was a good explanation. She was out of town working.
On assignment. I'm a journalist.
You were in Washington.
That's right.
So obviously, she's not dead.
What was your assignment?
How Washington, D.C. celebrates July 4th.
Can we go? Or do you want to ask her mother's maiden name or something to see if it's really her?
What is your mother's maiden name?
So, your birthday, the president, Peter, your mother's maiden name, the speed limit in a residential area, and that's all. That's it. And that's not that much, and I'm sure it'll come back in time.
It's okay, Gus. It's okay. Tonight I'm in a celebratory mood. Tomorrow is a different story, but tonight...
Yes, let's talk about tonight.
You know, there are not many people who would do what you did for me. Well, who am I kidding? You're the only one who would do that for me. It means a lot. And if I ever forget that in all this craziness,
I'd be more than happy to remind you.